Okay, let's continue with our lesson, and I'm just going to solve questions 1, 6, and 7, as I mentioned in class today. And again, this is from the handout with mixed problems. It's called Commission, Discount, Interest, Markup, and Sales Tax, and that's a handout you got in class today. So let's go ahead to question 1, and it says, John and Andre want to go on an all-inclusive vacation for March break. If they buy last minute, they can get a 20% discount. The package they want costs $12.50. Including tax, how much will they travel for if they buy last minute? So let's actually go ahead and solve this. So the original price is $12.50, but they get a 20% discount. So first, let's see how much they're actually going to pay. Now the method I'm going to use is, well, if it's a 20% discount, so what they're doing is, originally they're paying 100%, but I'm taking away 20%, so really all they're paying is 80%. So I'm finding 80% of $12.50. If I translate that into math, this is 0.80 if I convert that into a decimal, times, and this is 12.50. If I do that quickly in my calculator, I get 0.8 times 12.50, which gives me $1,000. Okay. The next part says, including tax, how much do they travel for? So what happens is they actually have to pay tax. So I'm going to put add tax. So tax is 13%. Okay, and now that's added to the total price they're paying. So the total price they're paying is 100%, and tax is an extra 13%. They're actually paying 113%. Now this isn't of the original cost though. We're going to use the discounted cost, right? Because they are getting a special deal. So I'm paying 113% of $1,000. And if I again change this into math, convert this to a decimal, 1.13 times 1,000. If I do that in my calculator, what I end up with is $1,130. Now, this is where the question I think is poorly written, because if you look in the answers, you realize, oh, that's actually per person. But the question actually isn't clear enough. So if the question was improved and say, well, it costs each person that much, well, then you would double it. But in this case, if the answer you got is 1,130, I would accept it, okay, just because the question's a little bit vague. Okay. Now let's get on to question 6. Question 6 says, an agent receives a commission of 2% on every property he sells. So this is commission. A house has a listed selling price of $877,000. How much less commission will the agent receive if the owner of the property reduces the selling price by 15%? So this is kind of confusing in terms of wording. So there's 2% commission, there's the original price, and then there's a 15% discounts. Let's just put this of original. So let's try and factor this in. Let's say actually, first part, let's actually assume there's no discount yet. So let's kind of go down here and say, well, let's just find out what his commission is. Finding 2% of 877,000. So again in math, it's 0.02 times 877,000. Do that in your calculator, you get $17,540. Pretty good payday for the real estate agent. Okay. But let's say there's a discount. So it's a 15% discount off of the sale price. So what actually happens is, okay, if the original price is 100%, I take away 15%, so what you're actually paying is 85%. Okay. So I'm paying 85% of the original selling price, right? Because there's a bit of a discount. So again, let's translate this into math. 0.85 of 877,000. What this is, let me do that. 0.85 times 877,000. is this: $745,450. Now, the question says how much less commission there is. So let's call this commission number 1. I need to find commission number 2. Because commission 2 is based on the discounted price. So to find commission number 2, what I need to do is find 2%, right? Because the commission is still the same, it's still 2% of the discounted house selling price, which is right here. So this is 0.02 times 745,450. And if I do that, I get 14,909. Okay, so that's how much the commission the real estate agent will receive if it's discounted. Now, I want to find the difference between the two. Okay, so let me use a different color so it's clear here. Let's use let me see, let's use blue. So this is commission 1, this is commission 2. So I'm going to actually solve this right here. Commission 1 is 17,540, subtract commission 2, 14,909. So if I subtract that, I end up with 2,631. So that's how much less commission they'll receive. Cool. I'm going to just pause here and I'll post the last video with question 7.